Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Leanne Sanders. The skies over Cold Lake will be busier than usual in 2 weeks' time. As Stacey Comer reports, spectators have the chance to see many aircraft, including international acts, at this year's air show.
There's a big event happening in the Lakeland coming up here in a couple weeks. It's the Cold Lake Air Show, and this is an amazing event. Every year we've been to it, it just gets better and better. I'm joined this morning by Major Eric O'Connor, who is the Director of Air Operations for the show. Major O'Connor, thank you for joining me this morning.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about the show. It is July 20th and 21st. I looked at the lineup. Let's talk about the air show first, the actual people who are going to be performing. Tell me about some of the people who will be there this year.
Yeah, so the big thing that we try to achieve in Cold Lake is we try to bring in assets that you're not going to be able to see anywhere else in Western Canada, or at least in the prairies. So we have two large demonstration team. One that most Canadians are quite familiar with the snowbirds, but the very unique opportunity that we have is to have the Frecce Tricolores, which is the equivalent to the snowbirds in Italy. And they have big smoke, all colored, and similar sized jets that they use in Italy. And they put on an amazing display. So that is probably one of our great display that you will not be able to see anywhere in Western Canada. The other unique display that we're going to have is the F-35 demo team. So these folks are coming from Hill Air Force Base. It's going to be the first time that we'll ever have the F-35 on display. And we're the only show in Western Canada where you'll be able to see them. The airplane is flown by Mach, a lady from the U.S. Air Force, and she puts on an amazing show. The entire team is amazing. And then additional to that, we're trying to, this is the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. So what we're trying to achieve is bring in people that have either previously flown or still flying in the RCAF, and bringing them back to celebrate the anniversary with us. So we got Ross Grandley, which used to be an F-18 pilot, and Snowbird. He flies for United and now flies a whole bunch of warplanes. But what he's going to be displaying is the P-40, which is a World War II airplane that the Royal Canadian Air Force used to have. So he's going to be flying his display, aerobatic display, and then we'll rejoin to do a heritage fly pass with the F-18, which the F-18 will be flown by Modem, the previous F-18 demo pilot from the last 2 years, as the current F-18 demo team will be in Europe.
Now the
We're
static,
say
sorry,
ahead.
I was just going to say that the static display too is also awesome. I know that, people love to see what's in the air, but on the ground, you guys have a lot of unique aircraft there as well. So can you give me just a breakdown of some of the static displays that people will be able to see?
Yeah, that is one thing that you're not going to be able to see is the static display that we have is extensive, and we have, because of the size of the airport, we're able to host a whole bunch of aircraft that you'll never see in the prairies. So the C5 Galaxy, which is just a gigantic aircraft cargo, we're going to have a bunch of refueling aircraft. So we'll have the KC-135, the KC-46, which is going to be the first time displayed out west, which is the replacement to the KC-135 refueler. We're going to have our brand new refueler, the Airbus 330. And then we're going to have pretty much every fighter that you can imagine. We'll have the A-10, the F-15, F-22, which will also be flying as a teaser for the show. So we'll have the all sorts of fighters: F-16, F-15, F-22, F-35, A-10, and then a whole bunch of other aircraft. We have been the last couple of years also invited general aviation. I'm a huge supporter of the general aviation community, owning my own aircraft myself. So we've invited a lot of the local people to come in with their own aircraft to display, so that people can see that there's not just the big aircraft, but there's a small aircraft they can see up close.
So where are you at now as far as being 2 weeks out? I know sometimes that there's last minute cancellations and you guys are all over trying to get everything figured out and you're dealing with getting people ready for parking and coming into the show and that. And I know that you're basically responsible for operations, but there's a big team that puts this together. So tell me about how much work goes into putting this show together, not just from your side, but from everybody involved.
Yeah, my side is definitely busy, but as we're getting closer to the air show, it is a massive logistical undertaking, and I cannot um, put enough emphasis on how big of an exercise it is to put an air show of the size that we have. It is the largest military air show in Canada. So, to even just put the fencing, bring in porta potties, or set up cones for traffic, that takes an entire team of people, and the entire base in Cold Lake is getting involved to put the air show in Cold Lake. But there's also, apart from the Cold Lake Air Show, we also have the local community has been amazing in supporting this air show. So it's not just that we have the Cold Lake Air Show, but we also have the Full Throttle Festival, and you could see all these different companies coming up with their own little events to support the air show. It is an entire weekend party here in Cold Lake, and you can see that because all the hotels within about 100 kilometers of Cold Lake are sold out. So if you haven't had your hotel yet, you're probably in trouble.
Well, I really appreciate you speaking with me today. And if anybody's looking for all the information on the show, Major O'Connor, where do they go to find that?
We got a couple of different places. I would say the Cold Lake Air Show website, so www.coldlakeairshow.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Cold Lake Air Show, and we also have an Instagram page, same thing. But we answer questions very quickly, and you can ask your question if it's related to how to access the show site, what to bring, what is the traffic flow, what's the best way to come in, where to stay, and what are the performers going to be flying. Like I only touch a little bit about the performers. There's so much more. Go check out the website or Facebook, and we have daily announcement on new static coming in.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and good luck with the show.
Awesome, thank you.
The Cold Lake Air Show is a boon to businesses of all kinds. I talked to Ryan Lefebvre with the Cold Lake Chamber of Commerce about the economic spin-offs from the show, not just for Cold Lake, but the entire region.
Ryan, the air show is coming up in just a few weeks, a couple of weeks actually. And as we know, these days of summer tend to go a little bit more quickly than the rest of the year. What can you tell me about the level of excitement that is being experienced in the town or in the city right now with regard to the air show coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we're super excited to have it. Being a biannual event, there's always a lot of excitement leading up to it because you don't have it every year. So that every other year it gives a little bit of a gap and creates a bunch of buzz, when it does roll around. I know they have a pretty great lineup this year, which is also going to bring people from all over just to, come and visit and take advantage to be able to see, some of the amazing planes and acrobatics that they're able to do.
We have seen some incredible turnout in other years. How many people does the air show typically draw to the region?
I've heard numbers from 20 to 30,000 over the 2 days. I know their ticket sales are very strong, particularly for Saturday this year. It's obviously easier for travel and those kinds of things. So usually the Saturday is the busiest day. But it's not only those things that are, in the sky, but their static display, food trucks. They put on a great event. It's well organized. Yeah, and you know, people come from all over Saskatchewan, Alberta to come and enjoy.
From the perspective of businesses in Cold Lake, what kinds of things do they have to do to prepare, just to put their best foot forward?
Yeah, it's super great to have that kind of influx. Sometimes can be challenging. As far as I know, hotels are full, most of the campgrounds are full, and then that bleeds out into the community in terms of retail, restaurants, stores, those kinds of things. So, they manage to be able to extend hours and maybe add some casual staff for those event days. because there's that extra amount of people in town.
So, with the hotel and motel situation fairly booked up already by this time, what are some
hmm
options for people? What can they do if they are looking to come to the city to take in this event?
Yeah, I would say the first option is campgrounds, and I don't know about all of them around Cold Lake. But then, you basically just have to extend your reach slightly further. So, Bonneville Hotels, which is really 30 minutes, short drive away. That's probably the next closest community to be able to find a spot.
I was reading online that this particular air show is among the top 7 in the country. What makes it so special?
Well, just the infrastructure that they have here, they're able to house and manage, I think, planes that are not able to land or be able to fly like they can in other communities in Canada. So from my understanding, that's where it comes from is just because we have Florwing the ability to host some of those different planes. Yeah, they're able to put together a pretty good show.
You're mentioning some of the peripheral events that are going on, and of course, there's the Full Throttle Festival on the Friday night. What all is included with that?
Yeah, so it's a fun event the city has taken on to kind of do a kickoff to the air show. So that's on our main street, just outside of the base. They close the main street, kind of a walking, bands, beer gardens, family stuff, those kinds of things. Just something to continue the event, make it slightly bigger.
Right. And I understand that Bonneville has also set something up with an artist there, just for the people who are staying in town there. So it does have a far reach.
It does, yeah. And we're super happy to have that. Not only to have the base in our community, but that they do take this on every 2 years. Because I know, talking to the planning committee, it's a huge job. But with the amount of people that do come and attend, you can see how much it really gives back to the community and to the residents and to our business community because we do get that extra traffic, which in summertime provides a nice tourism little boost. So yeah, we're happy to have it for sure.
All right. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you chatting with me about the air show and all of the economic spin-offs that people see out there. And we're all looking forward
Of course.
to maybe checking it out.
Yeah, you betcha. We'll see you there.
And Thomas Wildman joins me now with the weather. And Thomas, it looks like a gorgeous weekend on the way.
Yeah, we're going to have some really warm days here coming up, and it's a really nice day out today once again. Just lots of nice days coming up here for sure, and we haven't really had that rain yet, so we're not super moist. We don't have a lot of that moisture right now, so it's not going to be super humid right now, so that's fantastic as we begin this weekend here and coming into the fair, of course, so that'll be fantastic. As mentioned, looking at our temperatures for today, we had a high of 25 and a low of 12 degrees, 2 degrees above the usuals there on the normal at 23 and the low of 9 degrees there. I guess that would be 3 for the low, but just a really nice day out here at the Lloydminster Airport, and we see still at that 25 high right now. With no wind chill, though there is a 24-kilometer wind hitting us right now, but it actually is making it quite pleasant out there. So a really nice day here in Lloydminster. Taking a look at North Battleford, they're a little bit warmer than us today at 26 degrees, but a really nice day for them as well out in Saskatchewan. And then in Alberta for Cold Lake, they're also at that 26-degree mark, mix of sun and cloud. So really nice day for all of our major cities here in the central region. And this continues on throughout the rest of the region here. We got Lloydminster at 25. Above us, we've got St. Paul, Marwayne, and Vermilion all at 24. Lac-La-Biche and Vegreville similar to us at 25. Provost also at 24 with Wainwright at 26, as is Edmonton at 26. Cold Lake now up to 27 degrees. On the Saskatchewan side, we got Isle Cross at 27 as well as the Green Lake. Then 25 for North Battleford and Macklin. Maidstone and Meadow Lake at 26. St. Walburg at 24. And then Green Lake at 27 degrees right now. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, start North Battleford there. You've got a low of 11 degrees today. It's going to be partly cloudy. for this evening, but a really nice day out in North Battleford to finish off what would have been a fantastic day today at 26 degrees. Taking a look at Cold Lake, they're going to be a little bit warmer at 12 degrees, but partly cloudy for them once again, so a nice evening out in Cold Lake as well. And here in Lloydminster will be very similar, 12 degrees. It'll be clear to partly cloudy as the night goes on tonight, but a really nice day to finish out here your week as we begin July, and hopefully that will continue on throughout the rest of July. And it will certainly into the weekend here. Saturday, we got a high of 24 degrees. It's going to be partly sunny and a little bit breezy, a low of 11 for Saturday. Sunday, a nice 25 degrees with a low of 13. Nice if you're looking for something to do on Sunday, head to the NACC. They're having family day events there as well as the races, so that'll be fantastic over at the Lloyd X. And then Monday all the way up to 30 degrees. It'll be partly sunny and very, very warm. Make sure you're drinking lots of water on Monday, a low of 14 degrees. But that will do it for our first look at the weather forecast. We will have some more weather later on in the show, but for now, we'll send you to your next news headlines.
The North American Chuckwagon Championship is now underway here in Lloydminster, and the first set of races are in the books. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
The horn sounds and the North American Chuckwagon Championship is officially underway as we...
Before the North American Chuckwagon Championship got underway, there were a few heats of pony wagons and chariots, which will be the pre-show every night of the NACC. But to start night one, there was a heritage heat between Dale and Devin Mitswing to honor their late father Ray, who passed away this spring.
Yeah, it meant a lot to just go out there and, be hooked with my brother for the first time in our lives. We never raced against each other. Even at home, we never raced against each other. But just to do it for our dad, it meant a lot. I was thankful that they gave us an opportunity to do it for him.
And while the result of the race didn't matter, Devin was happy to get the win over his little brother.
I pulled into the barrels. I said, "Dad, this is for you." And horn blew. It's just like another race. But when I came across the line, I looked back, seen Dale way back, and I said, hope Dad's not mad at me.
Devin is also competing at the NACC for Dwayne Antoine's outfit. There were lots of great rides in the first night of competition, but sitting at the top, just like he is in the CPCA standings, is Logan Gorst, posting a 1:15.16.
Oh, it's good. Lloydminster is always good to race in, good racetrack. Always good support from the sponsors and the crowds. Just like everything else, you get the first day by, and hopefully it goes smooth.
Gorst knows that he can't rest on his laurels as a former winner of the NACC and plans to stay clean throughout the next few days of racing.
Yeah, you got to stay clean. Honestly, it's a marathon. It's only day one. There's going to be piles of stuff that happens yet, so just stay clean and hopefully the horses stay sound, and I think we'll be in there somewhere.
That's one night down, but there's still plenty of racing left here at Halstead Downs for the North American Chuckwagon Championship. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
The number of impaired driving deaths in Saskatchewan tends to spike in July. SGI would like to remind people to find safe ways home this summer. Abby St. John has more.
I'm happy to be joined here today by Tyler McMurtry with SGI. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Now, today's topic is quite serious. In Saskatchewan, the number of impaired driving deaths in July are some of the highest. Can we start off by talking a bit about those numbers and why they may be high in July?
Absolutely. We want to, that's something we want to change. And when we look back over the last 5 years of statistics, on average in Saskatchewan, unfortunately, 7 people lose their lives every July, and 39 people are injured as a result of impaired driving. Obviously, that can fluctuate in any given month, but typically what we do see is the number of impaired driving deaths and injuries increase in July and throughout the summer months. So I think it's a timely reminder as we are now well into July. People are going to be enjoying their summer holidays and enjoying the many amazing things that you can do in the summer, whether it's heading to the lake, hitting a beach somewhere, going camping, golfing, music festivals, football games, baseball games, barbecues, weddings, or just spending some time with friends on a patio. A lot of those activities tend to involve somebody enjoying a few drinks. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, summers are short here on the prairies. We want to make sure that people enjoy every minute of them, but we just want to make sure that people are around to enjoy them. And that means planning a safe ride home if you're doing anything that impairs you.
Yes, it's incredibly important, especially in the summer where you're outside longer, you may be drinking longer. So it's very important to have a safe way home. Now, going off of that, what are some safe ride options people can choose from?
It's always great to just take a couple of minutes as you're making your summer plans to include in those plans how we're going to get home safe at the end of it. So that can be planning to have a designated driver in your group or volunteering to be one, and then the rest of your friends will owe you one. You can also, if maybe you didn't make a plan, maybe you decided spontaneously to go hit a patio and have a few drinks. Now people are a little tipsy. You want to still, you don't have any excuse to drive impaired. So whether that means calling a sober friend or a family member to come pick you up, or if it's available in your community, taking a cab or a rideshare service or a designated driving service that takes you and your vehicle home. If public transit's available, that's something you can do. If the weather's nice and it's not too far, maybe just hike home, and that's an option as well. Just enjoy the beautiful summer evening. If you're at a friend's house and you've been having too many, maybe staying the night is an option as well. Whatever option you choose, it's going to be a better one than getting behind the wheel when you are impaired.
Absolutely. There are a ton of options to choose from. However, in the event that people do get behind the wheel impaired, what are some consequences they could face if they are pulled over, or in the worst case scenario, they do end up killing somebody?
So the consequences very strict, and they escalate depending on the severity of the offense. Worth reminding people that RCMP in Saskatchewan and in other jurisdictions have implemented mandatory alcohol screening, which means that any driver that they do a traffic stop on can expect to be asked to take a quick roadside breath test. So they catch drivers that they wouldn't otherwise using mandatory alcohol screening. So, police officers do have a number of tricks up their sleeve, and they do know, police are very well aware that these stats increase in the summer, so they're going to be looking for impaired drivers. Now, if you're caught, let's just say there are different levels of offense. There's the provincial suspensions in Saskatchewan that if you exceed 0.04 but are under that criminal level of 0.8 for alcohol, or if you fail a roadside test, oral fluids swab for drugs, you're looking at the very minimum, a 3-day vehicle impoundment, a 3-day license suspension. You're going to be required to take a weekend driving without impairment course, and you're going to get 4 demerits as well, which can cost you some additional, either a loss of your insurance discount or an additional financial penalty, depending on your driving record. Now, if you're looking at a criminal code charge, the consequences get much more severe. Not only will you have to have your fate determined by a judge, and there are minimum fines under the Criminal Code of Canada for different impaired driving offenses, starting at $1,000 and increasing from there. Jail time is also a potential, depending on, again, the severity of the offense and maybe your driving record as well. But you're also looking at longer term driving suspensions, a 30-day vehicle impoundment, and that's for a first offense. And you'll have to pay, or the registered owner has to pay, for the towing and impound fees. Under SGI's Safe Driver Recognition Program, you're looking at a minimum financial penalty of $1,250. Again, that depends on your driving record. Upon conviction, you're looking at having to take that weekend course, and also a requirement to put a blow box in your vehicle, so you can't drive it without proving that there's a sober driver behind the wheel.
And it's always great to have you from SGI come on and talk to us and remind people just how severe these consequences are, and just how severe it is, even just the financial penalties that come along with it, not just the possibility of harming somebody or yourself.
Yeah, that's the most significant cost, of course, the human cost, potentially injuring or killing somebody. And like I said, 7 deaths on average in Saskatchewan, 39 injuries on average every July because of impaired driving. We want to see those numbers come down. I mean, impaired driving is 100% preventable. There's no reason that we can't bring that down to 0.
And hopefully one day we do, and we don't have those numbers there anymore. So thank you so much for joining me. It's always great to talk to you and remind people to just enjoy the summer and get home safe.
Thanks so much, Abby.
Lloyd X Fair is getting closer. It all starts on Wednesday. Wednesday morning is going to be the parade. And if you head to the Lloyd X website right now, you can find a map of the parade route so that you can pick out the perfect spot to watch this amazing parade that starts at 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. After the parade, that means the fair will be open. Maybe you're going to spend the whole day on the Midway riding all the different rides. Maybe you're going to check out the different agriculture shows. Maybe you and your family, you're going to visit Country Lane, visit the petting zoo. Plus, you can check out the creative portion of the fair and see so much local talent represented in our community. Also, there's going to be a great opportunity to take in lots of great entertainment, including nightly shows. Wednesday night, it's Joey Styles. Thursday night, JR. Saturday, Rivertown Saints. And the Friday night show, you do need a separate ticket for this one. It features Matthew Good and his band. So great entertainment lined up for the fair. It all starts on Wednesday. Full details at LloydEX.com. Head out to the Lloyd X this weekend. You've got a chance to see some incredibly talented chuck wagon drivers at the North American Chuck Wagon Championship. They've got different events planned throughout the races, including this Sunday. It's going to be Family Day, so they're going to open up the gates a little bit earlier so that the kids have a chance to play on the bouncy castles, visit the petting zoo, visit the craft corner, and even play some street hockey as well. And they do have a couple of non-race days. One of those non-race days, they're going to host a fundraising golf tournament. They are still looking for a few people to take part in that tournament. And then coming up on Wednesday, the horses will be back on the track for more nights of racing. For the latest information, the latest updates, visit North American Chuck Wagon Championship on Facebook. And coming up on Thursday, July the 11th, the City of Lloydminster is inviting you to a free pancake breakfast. The free pancake breakfast will be on the front lawn at City Hall. It'll run from 7 until 10, and everybody is welcome to stop by. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
That's all for news today. Coming up after the break, Thomas Wildman will have an extended look at a fantastic weekend forecast.
Welcome back, everybody, and we're going to take a look at the future radar here. As we can see, we're just coming to the edge of Saturday morning there, and we're going to be seeing some major severe weather kind of coming through. It looks like it's just going to dodge Calgary for the Calgary Stampede, but there might be a little bit of rain for those competitors overnight Saturday morning, so they might be seeing that. But for the most part, it's kind of cleared up across the entire region here in Alberta, just again with that major little system coming through just a little bit east of Calgary. Taking a look at the current temperatures now in the central region, we'll start at Lloydminster and Cold Lake at 25 and 27 as they were earlier. Athabasca similar to Cold Lake at 27. And then we've got a trio or quad of 26s there. Edmonton, Whitecourt, Edson, and Jasper all at 26. A little further south, it's a bit cooler. Rocky Mountain House at 24 and Red Deer sitting at 23 today. On the Saskatchewan side, we've got Meadow Lake sitting at 27 degrees, but then as you get a little bit further east, it's all sitting at 25 with North Battleford, Prince Albert, Melfort, and Saskatoon all at 25 degrees. Taking a look at the current temperatures down south, we've got Kindersley sitting at 24 degrees, Swift Current at 22, Estevan at 21, Moose Jaw at 23, Yorkton also at 24 as mentioned with Kindersley, and then Regina sitting at 20 degrees. On your Alberta side, we've got 24 in Coronation and Lethbridge, and then 23 in Medicine Hat, Banff, and Calgary. Real nice for Calgary to have a 23 degree there, as it's going to be plenty hot if you're down at the Calgary Stampede grounds over these next few weeks. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, we're starting at 6 a.m. We'll be up to 13 degrees. It'll get up to 22 degrees at noon, and we'll get a little bit warmer than that as we get further into the afternoon there. It'll cool back down to 22 degrees at 6 p.m., and then at midnight it'll cool down to 15 degrees, mostly clear, but partly sunny throughout the whole day for us here in Lloydminster. North Battleford's going to have a high of 26 for tomorrow, partly sunny, and it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day there out there. Only a 2% chance of precipitation, so likely not going to be anything, so a fantastic Saturday in North Battleford. And Cold Lake will be similar. Unfortunately, they're going to have a possible shower in the afternoon there, 60% chance there, a couple of them, and intervals of clouds, but lots of sunshine throughout the day as well, a high of 24 degrees for our friends out in Cold Lake. We'll now take a look at the travel forecast. Starting in Meadow Lake, there's going to be an afternoon shower in spots. That's the only place, and Paradise Hill is also going to have some showers in the afternoon at 25 degrees. Bonneville and Provost also at 25 degrees, but they're going to be similar to us. Nice and pleasant there. And then Isle Cross all the way up to 28 degrees for tomorrow. Taking a look now further away, we've got 25 for Pearson and Unity, and then 24 for Murnum and Wainwright, and then Calgary going to be sitting at 23 degrees tomorrow. Similar to us, mixed sun and cloud, a little bit more clouds in Pearson, but a really nice day across all of Alberta and Saskatchewan for us. And here we'll take a look at the 7-day forecast. We're seeing Tuesday, we're going to be up to 31 degrees. Wednesday for that parade, it's going to be all the way up to 32 degrees, sunny and very warm. It'll be a real fun day to be doing the parade there. Hopefully we don't sweat too bad though while doing the broadcast. On Thursday it'll be 32 as well, and Friday it's going to be cooling off a little bit down to 28 degrees, but a really nice fair week here in Lloydminster, and I'm looking forward to it quite a bit as well.
Looks like a great weekend ahead and heading into the next week.
Excellent. Yes, for sure, for sure.
All right, that's all we have for you tonight. Thanks for joining us.